Well, what's poppin', homies? So now it's back to get to our regular scheduled program, okay? Which is news. Now, I don't know if you guys remember this case that happened in 2016. His name is Austin Harrouf, and he had murdered this couple in their garage in Florida. And then he started biting one of the victims' faces and spitting out, you know, the flesh. Okay. The family is very upset because it looks like this boy is not going to stand trial and that he is going to get sent to a a mentally ill hospital. Let's just go ahead and get right on into it because I feel like there's nothing wrong with him. He's not crazy. I feel like he was on some type of drugs, but then again, when the FBI toxicology report came in, they said there was no drugs in his system. So we're going to go ahead and get right on into this. And let's be clear that the couple that he murdered is white. Okay? Because some stuff going to be said by the victim's family. And I just wanted to make sure you know that. So here we go. A cannibalistic double murderer from Florida could end up walking the streets again without ever going to trial. Former Florida State University fraternity member Austin Harrouf, who's 25 years old, was deemed not guilty by reason of insanity on Monday after randomly hacking John Stevens and his wife Michelle Michon to death with a machete in 2016. Now, the deputies said they found Harrouf kneeling over Stevens and gnawing on his face, noting that he spit out pieces of flesh before being taken into custody. Jesus. After 6 years of delays, friends and relatives of the slain couple expected the case to go to trial on Monday, but were stunned to learn that the matter was closed. Here we are opening the prison doors for a double murderer, said Cindy Michon, and that is the sister of Michelle. 4 words came to mind: white, rich boy, justice. That's what she said. That's exactly what she said. Now, Austin, who attacked the couple in their garage, will now be sent to a mental hospital rather than a jail cell and could be released outright if he's no longer deemed a threat to others. Now, Harrouf and his parents, including his dentist father Wade Harrouf, asserted that he was mentally ill at the time of the incident, and his attorneys issued a not guilty plea. Victim families angrily rejected that portrayal, arguing that Harrouf was a coddled drug addict who was, very aware of the crime he committed. Now, Judge Sherwood Bauer told court both Martin County prosecutors and Harrouf's high-priced defense team agreed to a mixed trial in favor of the plea accord. Now, they're showing a knife here, which is all bloodied up. And this is the knife that Austin's father bought him that he had used in the killings. Now, if you think your son is mentally ill, mentally unstable, number one, why you didn't give him any help before this murder happened? Number two, why are you buying a mentally ill person, that's your child, who you said is mentally ill, why are you buying him a knife? Because he used that same knife to kill that couple. It's just absolutely ridiculous to me. He should stay in jail. There's nothing wrong with him. He's not crazy. He needs to do his time. Give him the proper sentence and let him do his time. I didn't really know you could brutally murder 2 people, attempt to kill another, and not even have a trial. And that was said by Jody Bruce. And that's Michelle's sister. She said in a statement to the court on Monday. That was news to me. Now, Harrouf's insanity defense hinged largely on the FBI toxicology results that showed no drugs in his system after the crime and determinations from 3 doctors that he had a severe psychotic break. Now, they're saying that he didn't have no drugs in his system, which I don't believe at all. Something was going on with him. Okay? He had something in him. Anyway, but the doctors are saying, and 3 doctors are saying, that he had a severe psychotic break. Now, Cindy Michon marked that narrative on Monday and read from a long list of text messages that Harrouf wrote in the months and days leading up to the slayings. Harrouf cataloged his almost daily drug use and frequent blackouts in the correspondence, telling friends that he drank heavily and indulged in cocaine, prescription pills, mushrooms, methamphetamines, codeine, and Adderall, also heroin. So this guy is going off with the drugs, okay? Michon objected to the notion that Harrouf was grappling with organic mental illness during the murders and was unable to process his actions. In the days before the crime, Harrouf wrote to friends of his desire for fame. Why the F just not do what I want? Well, do what you want, he wrote. Just do the craziest shit you can. I just want to be great before I die. In another message, Harrouf has said he wondered if he was insane, but concluded otherwise. I thought I was crazy, but really not, he wrote. I just know that for me personally, the drugs are taking a toll on me and I can't handle. Now, Michon also took aim at Harrouf's father, who appeared on Dr. Phil in 2018 to advocate for his son and to outline his mental health problems. He had the symptoms for about 2 weeks prior, he said during an appearance. I just thought he snapped out of it. He went from a happy person to he can't sleep, pacing the floors, he could barely work, he was tired. There's no question that he had mental problems. Now, Harrouf's father also highlighted that his son drank some chemical after the murders and was as evidence of his mental instability. In rebutting that framing, Michon noted that Harrouf's father bought him the knife he used in the killings at a gun show the day before the crime. He let you buy a knife when he thought you were crazy, Michon said on Monday. It's just unbelievable. The grieving sister said she was baffled by the reluctance of the state's attorney office to pursue the case further. I asked myself, why are we here today, she said. Why is there no trial? Why is my family being denied justice? Bruce mocked the lawyers sitting at the prosecution table on Monday after her siblings' lengthy address to the court. My sister just put on the case for you, she said. This is sad. No, excuse me, that is sad. That is sad. And I understand the pain that this family is going through. Here it is. This guy, Austin, murders their family members. Okay? And then he's eating John's face. Okay? The cops see him do it, but they see he's spitting out flesh. And you're going to tell me he's insane? No, he got a hold of some damn drugs. That's what it was. He got a hold of some drugs. And now he's going to be put in a mental ill hospital. Come on now. He needs to do his time. Because he know what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. And the fact he takes all those drugs is crazy. Wow. So I understand the victim's family's pain. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to a mental ill hospital for mental health problems. Excuse me. It just baffles my mind. Like, it's right there. This guy murdered someone. 2 people. He murdered 2 people. He was eating the face of the other person. There's nothing wrong with him mentally. I don't believe that. I just don't believe that. Well, let's go ahead and get back on into it. Amplifying that 3 doctors deemed Harrouf insane, the judge explained the plea deal to the packed courtroom after the victim's relatives spoke. In the end of the day, They need to follow the law, Bauer said. The defense has the obligation to assess the defendant's mental health for both competency and insanity. They are obligated to do that in every single case. He also rejected the argument that Harrouf's high-priced lawyers tipped the legal scales, noting that most insanity defenses are brought on behalf of the defendants by legal aid attorneys. It's a sad case, Bauer said. It's an awful case, but nobody is losing sight. I can tell you I'm not. In the death and injuries that were sustained in the case, but when it all gets said and done, the state and the defense have made a determination that mental intent was not formulated. That it wasn't there. So the defendant is technically not guilty by reason of insanity. That's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. I'm sorry. I just don't believe this guy is mentally ill. I really don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. I don't believe it at all. And I'm going to read you some of the comments that was left on this article. One person wrote, "Very disappointing to me. I worked with Michelle and was shocked when the story broke. Hopefully there will be a way to make sure he never sees the general public again. He was eating dinner with his parents. He left and walked 3+ miles, stopping when he saw an open garage with the victims inside. He chose to take the drugs he took. How is that mental illness? Are crimes now committed under the influence of drugs, saying that they're caused by mental illness defense?" So another person said, "So in Florida, a rich kid who slaughters 2 people gets off while the state hands a different person a voter registration card, and then SWAT raids their house to bust them on felony charges of voting illegally. Super criminal justice system you got there." Don't care if he's mentally ill or not. Lock him up for life. He should never see the light of day. I just don't understand how they say he was mentally ill. And to say that the FBI toxicology, they didn't show any drugs, I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. Not for one moment I believe that. There is no justice for that couple. None. I get parents defending their children if they know a suspected kid is innocent, but there is no honor in parents defending a son who was eating the face of another person, who bragged about causing mayhem and pain and misery. As a parent, you owe the people your son butchered justice. He was tired. And his father getting up on Dr. Phil with all this crap and stuff. And then you going to buy this boy a... If you felt your son was so mentally unstable, why would you buy him a dang-on knife at a gun show? Why would you buy him a knife? If I feel like one of my kids are mentally ill or mentally unstable, that's the last thing I'm going to buy them. I'm going to try to get them some damn help in a hospital somewhere so they can't hurt anyone. But see, that's what happens when you coddle your children and you give them everything they want. They have money, okay? You ignore everything. The parents know what it was. They know what the deal was. So I feel bad for the victim's family because they didn't get any justice here at all. At all. But anyway, you guys, let me know if you guys heard about this case. How do you feel about it? And we'll talk again later on.